Hi there, it's Wednesday, midweek and a holiday. So much to be grateful for, especially as we remember our founders. Founders Day here in Ghana, and there's a lot of talk about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and all that he's done for us, and well, some talk about the good and the bad, but well, it's also his birthday, the 21st of September, and we're receiving a lot of messages, what you feel about him, what you thought he could have done better and all that. But this is Joy News Interactive, where I'll pick all your comments on the day. It's also a National Volunteers Day. If you have the opportunity, which sector would you volunteer in and why? Remember, Omanhene Pozo, on a very sad note, well, reports indicate he has passed away, and also that fire officer whose, penis was bitten has been suspended. I want to get your messages on all these issues, and what do you think about them? On Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, you're joining us on TV. Alternatively, you can send me a WhatsApp message on the number 0560 800,000 0560 800 000. Well, it's a great day for many of us, not only because we get some time off work to rest, but also because we commemorate Founders Day and remember what happened before we were able to gain independence. There's been a lot of talk about who Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is, what he stood for, how he fought hard, and many people believe that probably if he was not overthrown, this nation and the African continent will not be where it is today. But let's take some of his very profound speeches. Well, so that was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, some excerpts from his very profound and famous speeches. And today is also International Day of Peace, and many of you have been sharing with us your peace messages to the country and to the world. This is, okay, you didn't add your name and location. Please remember to do that. You're saying this is your best TV station. Thank you very much. Peace, peace for Ghana, hashtag before, during, and after the 2016 election. All right, this one says, Nkrumah lives forever. There is no leader that can be compared to Nkrumah. All right, and this one says, without a visionary leader like Kwame Nkrumah, there wouldn't be Ghana today. Kudos to him and the team he worked with then. And a lot of your messages coming on. And this one says that Kwame Nkrumah needs to be celebrated even after Founders Day. This says, Ghana was prepared for independence, except those who did not believe in independence now, who worked hard to strangle the program. This is Robert Asektaba. I hope I put your name right. You're in Sandama. And then this one says, Nkrumah is the best president to rule Ghana. The rest are just representing the country. That's what you think. Please remember to add your name and location to your WhatsApp messages. Let's get onto Facebook. And Paul Adombo Sergio says, I remember this statement. At long last, the battle has ended. Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever. The black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Citizen General says Dr. Nkrumah was the first hard-working president of Ghana who was a patriotic, visionary leader. He was incorruptible, unlike what he thinks the current babies with sharp teeth who are only creating avenues to create, loot and share among themselves. In fact, Dr. Nkrumah was not only developing Ghana, but the entire African continent for all manner of people to live and enjoy. Zato Blestenge says, out of greed and the love of power, we let go of the most precious life God had given to us. We put Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Gaddafi alone in Africa, and you need no third eye to tell you these guys are really geniuses. On this day, I salute all African great leaders who were chased to death just because they were eager to free the continent from starving and all sort of atrocities. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Obing Fofie Sampson says, as far as I am concerned, I am in the knowledge that death can never extinguish the torch which I have lit in Ghana and Africa. Long after I am dead and gone, the light will continue to burn and be borne aloft, giving light and guidance to all people. And that's a quote. I'm sure he's quoting one of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's speeches. Richard Ifache says, lots of good stuff, Akosomu and the rest. I also heard he arrested people and put in a dark cell with a bright, I'm sure you mean light, on your face for about 3 years, then releases you to roam blind. Well, he thinks he may be wrong, and there's a lot of news about some of the things people felt was not too good that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did. Richard, all right, we've read that. Kwaku Jabba Stephen says, our independence was too early. That's what he thinks. Says Ghana would have been better off if independence was declared around the 1970s or 80s. All right, that's his opinion. If you disagree, just send me your message and tell me why on the number 0560 800,000. Wealthy Evans says, you want to know some of the best stories I've heard about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah? Okay, here's one. There's more to that, and he wants to tell us his best story he's heard about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Can we see more of that? He says, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was good, but Mahama has been better. That's the title of the best story I've heard so far. Wow, Wealthy Evans, interesting. Okay, now, this is what I did. I went out to ask some people whether they knew Dr. Kwame Nkrumah very well, and these people, many of them were Ghanaian. I actually spoke to one person who was not Ghanaian, and I asked a few questions. I'll let you know the right answers, but not after you've sent me via WhatsApp your answers to the questions I asked these people on the streets of Accra. Let's take a look. It's Founders Day, a day to remember and commemorate Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. It's also his birthday. So I've stepped out onto the streets of Accra to find out from people how well they know Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We'll do some fact-checking here. And I've got some tickets to give away. It's the Wagbejeke play, A Tale of Two Men. So let's see how well people in Ghana know their founder, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah attended Oxford University. True or false?
True.
Really? I don't think I know that.
It's true. True.
True.
Let's see how well Stephanie from Germany knows Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Stephanie, thanks for joining me. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah attended Oxford University. True or false?
True. But I know he's our founder, and he gave us freedom.
All right.
So
Well, she knows quite a lot. So let's do a fact check here. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once attended Oxford University. True or false?
True.
True. What's your name?
I'm Victoria.
Victoria, today's Founders Day. How well do you think you know Dr. Kwame Nkrumah?
Well, I know first of all, he was the first Prime Minister of Ghana, and he was the one who actually got independence for Ghana through his initiatives with our colonial masters.
All right, okay, so let's do a little fact check here. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah attended Oxford University. True or false?
I think it might be true because I know he attended majority of the big schools in Europe.
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was a co-president of Guinea. True or false?
False.
True.
Co-president of Guinea. It's true.
False.
I think that one is true.
Co-president. False.
So for those of you at home, please answer the questions for me. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah attended Oxford University. True or false? And Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was a co-president of Guinea at some time. True or false? Please, no cheating. I know I'm not there to observe. Don't consult the University of Google for your answers. And let me know, maybe you could win yourself a ticket to that play, Wagbejeke. Also, if you get the answers correct, I'll be back to tell you what the answers are, whether they're true or false, depending on which question it is you're answering. Now, let's still stay on Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Do you remember his famous statement on the eve of independence? Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, can you say it in his voice and with the, manner and charisma with which he did? Well, we went onto the streets to find out from some people.
I quite remember he said, my country, Ghana, is free forever. And that's what I can remember.
Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever.
Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever.
All right, so Jay from New Abrim, you are sending me your answers. You're saying you think the questions are both false, that he attended Oxford University and he was also co-president of Guinea at some time. This one says true to all the two questions, and some say I think both are false. This one says it's false, he didn't attend Oxford University. True, Oxford University, true co-president. Okay, a lot of your comments coming in, and this is from Mefia Sewan Jasi. You're saying Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did not attend Oxford University. Okay, you didn't go to Google to cheat. And you think that Ghana would have been better if President Kwame Nkrumah was still president. And you remember what he did in the Tema communities, our colonial masters would be better, you think, than this current administration? This one says, it's true from Lambert in Bolga. I don't know which of the true or false questions you're answering. This says both are true. Nkrumah was a political genius transcending Marcus Garvey, Dr. King, Mandela, Malcolm X, and Obama. That's what you think. I'm trying to see where your name is, but okay. Please remember to send us your name and location. So I know a lot of you want to see that play, Wogbejeke, and that's why you're answering all the questions. We'll be with you shortly. So while we celebrate Dr. Nkrumah, we also remember that he volunteered his services to aid Ghana. Today is also National Volunteers Day. If you had the chance to volunteer your services to any sector, which sector will it be and why?
Girls are more important. I mean, a rich man said if you educate a man, you educate one nation, but if you educate a woman or a girl, you educate the whole nation. So that's why, I mean, if you educate a girl, if she come out, she will do a lot of things. So that's why I want to volunteer for.
I volunteer for women and children organization. Yeah, women they are our mothers, and then the children too. You know, they are the future leaders.
For hospitals, because to save people's life, people's life. Yes. The time I was in school, I've been teaching my colleagues, especially in maths and science. So right now, anytime WAEC releases their results, you see that a lot of people failed in maths and science. So I wish if I get the opportunity, I will go and help my colleagues in secondary schools.
So you told me at home, which sector would you volunteer and why? And a lot of your comments covered in, so both questions are true. Lincoln University, yes, was co-president. So you mean he didn't attend Oxford, he rather attended Lincoln. True for Oxford, false for Guinea. Abdul Rahman in Kwashiman. A lot of you sending in your comments here. But now you tell me, today is National Volunteers Day. Did you even know about it? And if you have the opportunity, which sector will benefit from your services as a volunteer? Just send it to me. And who knows, maybe we could put a few of you together and do some good service for our dear nation. Let's get onto Facebook. Prince Noordin Baumia says, Happy Founders Day to all the good people of Boku. And he says he would teach because he wants to nurture the future generation. Happy Founders Day. Well, thank you very much. And JKD Jr. says, I can only volunteer my service to the Ghana Police. Hashtag service with integrity. And Gandhi Ganiu says, well, okay, you're watching Joy News. Where's Aisha? Aisha will come later in the day, okay? Atarige Gilbert, Asylum at Bolgatanga says, it's rather unfortunate some of us do not enjoy holidays. Happy Founders Day to those sectors that benefit from holidays. Sally for one hat says, I'll volunteer in the health sector because I want to save lives. Okay, back onto WhatsApp. Someone says he was a great leader, and you are from Burma Camp Laid, and you're saying true. He attended Oxford University. Well, I'll be back to let you know whether you're right or wrong. And this one says, I'll volunteer for women. Shaibu Inwa, how would you volunteer? What would you do? What service will you render? And this one says, I'm for the health sector. And okay, you're saying the first question is false and the second is true. So you think that it's false. He didn't attend Oxford, and it's true that at one time he was co-president of Guinea. For those of you who are sending late answers, I'm beginning to suspect that you're consulting Google. Just be true to yourself. And this one says, in fact, our independence is meaningless unless there's total liberation of the black man's mentality. Now, that's what you're saying, but all right. This one says, no, he didn't attend Oxford. Yes, a co-president. I'll be back to tell you the answers to those questions. You're watching Joy News Interactive. There's more exciting things after this. Please don't go away. Thanks for staying on Joy News Interactive with me, Bernice Abubede. It's the Founders Day edition. Today we've been talking a lot about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and also today is National Volunteers Day. What would you do? Which service would you render? Into which sector would it be? And now let's move on to an issue that well, we all heard about yesterday, about a chief fire service officer in Techiman who had his penis bitten into because, well, the lady claims he tried to rape her, and that was her defense. Now he's been suspended. Let's get some of your comments on this issue. Eric Mundong says, Chale, this is too much. Please have small mercy on the man. All of you, well, may have done worse in the past. Richard Apia says, this can't be the true reflection of what happened. What does foreplay got to do with rape? Okay, Richard Apia, I'm sure you may want to read the story. Well, the girl claims that he was forcibly, trying to have sex with her, and then she had to play along so that, he wouldn't suspect that she was trying to defend herself. She was trying to be smart. Ampon Bediakunana says, this deserves all men who try to subject women into engaging. Okay, all right, I'm not getting the message clearly. Samira Said Baba Samari says, so sad. Nana Jimfi says, can anyone help me type LOL? Well, you're laughing over another man's serious issue. Well, Charity Tracy Dennis says, it serves him right. She comes again and says, it serves him right. Bennett Nana Mreku says, why and wow. Well, well, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but we are getting some rather unfortunate news that Omani Hinipozo, the man you just saw with that song, he's passed on, and it's really sad. A lot of you have been sharing your condolences on Facebook, and Nanekia says, give your life to Christ. He's the only way. Well, she says there's life after death. Repent. Okay, I'm sure it's because Omani Hinipozo is dead. Ahmed Bello says, death is inevitable, but how are we preparing ourselves for that unknown journey? And that's the question. Are you ready to meet your maker? He asks. Trema Theresa says, so sad. Idris Safo says, may the good Lord receive him in paradise. And Robert Jakwa says, Pozo, rest in peace. Kofi Mauto says, may his soul rest in peace. And AJ Bridge Michael says, R.I.P. Theophilus Wegbe continues with R.I.P. Now, this one says it's very sad news. And 2 years ago, we know that we lost Professor Kofi Anwono on this day, the 21st of September. And this year, we're losing one of the pioneers of hip life and high life in Ghana, Omani Hinipozo. In his own way, he pioneered his own way of, or his own style of music. This one says it's sad news. And someone says, I would take part in environmental cleaning, and that's what you'd volunteer. A lot of your comments today, but unfortunately time is up. I'm really sorry. I have to go. But for those of you who answered yes to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah attending Oxford University, well, we know he attended Lincoln University. And for those of you who said no, he was not a co-president of Guinea at some time. Actually, he was a co-president of Guinea at some time. And that's how we wrap up Joy News Interactive for today. Don't forget the conversation continues on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are Joy News on TV. Alternatively, you can send us a WhatsApp message on the number 0560-800-1000. It's a holiday. Have fun. Please don't drink and drive. Take care, and God willing, we'll do this tomorrow. I'm out.